These are the main 5 questions everyone's asking about the new iPad OS. Why is it called iPadOS 26? We jumped from, I think, iPadOS 18 to iPadOS 26. Apple is syncing all of their operating systems to match the year. So 2026 equals version 26 everywhere. It's to simplify the whole line. You have your watchOS 5 and iPadOS 26 and tvOS 53, whatever. Now you can know when referring to a certain operating system, the year that it came out. The unification is more for Apple's life to be easier, but not really ours. But you know what? We'll take it. Does windowing actually work on an 11-inch screen? Apple showed off this new windowing system on the 13-inch iPad Pro, which looks great. Multiple apps moving around perfectly and syncing in, very Mac style menu bars. But most people have 11-inch iPads like me, which are a little bit smaller. Are those windows going to fit and look well the same way they did on the 13? Can we try fitting 3 windows on our screen? The math doesn't really work. It would have been nice to get a little bit more clarity on how it looks with smaller models. Betting everyone has the biggest iPad really isn't going to do it. Reality is most people are squinting on tiny windows on standard screens. I have faith that it will be okay, but just to be sure, I hope that they kind of have more displays with the different sites. And then that's not even getting started with the smaller iPads as well too. I just want to see how it looks at the different sizes. Can you turn off the glass effect? iPadOS 26 brings liquid glass design everywhere. It's on the whole Apple line. So you have that translucent dock, see-through text menus. Readability becomes an issue on any bright screen. Apple really hasn't shown the accessibility options to reduce the transparency on the iPad, but it is on the iPhone. No word on whether you can get solid backgrounds back, but for a device people use for hours, making text harder to read seems backwards. So I think they'll get it done by the time it fully rolls out. Will my older iPad actually run this new update? Apple says the new windowing works on every iPad that runs iPadOS 26. That includes base iPad and iPad minis. Sounds too good to be true, to be fair, because so far the dev beta tells a different story. Older iPads are kind of struggling. The A12 chips can barely handle the animations. The battery life tanks, performance crawls, and your 2018 iPad Pro might technically support it, but good luck getting that smooth performance that you were kind of used to. Is this finally a laptop replacement? I never got the complaint. The iPad is just a bigger iPhone. Yes, you can slap a keyboard on it and use it like a laptop, but it's fundamentally different, even though some people want to make it a Mac. With new windowing, menu bars, better file management, on paper, iPadOS 26 fixes most of the complaints people have. In practice, there's still no hardware virtualization, no real desktop apps, no terminal. The foundations have improved, but the ceiling is still there. It's closer to a laptop more than ever, and it should quiet down the people who have been complaining for an iPad laptop. Get the Mac if you want full laptop things. The iPad is, again, bigger iPhone, but whatever. So iPad OS, big promises about productivity, beautiful design that might cause a little bit of frustration, features that work best on hardware that's most people don't have. You're gonna have to start upgrading soon if you want all the bells and whistles. The beta's a little rough right now. I would wait for the public release in July unless you have a spare iPad. Just wait until it launches. This might be the biggest iPad update ever. Whether it's the right update is still an open question.